Hey guys, I hope you're doing well. In this short, sweet video, I want to walk you through how we use an upcoming event to book in 6 meetings at enterprise level on behalf of our fintech client. My name is Michael, the founder of Prospectology, and we help B2B fintech clients build the top of their funnel for the third of a price of an STR. Now, as you can see on the screen, we have Trigify.io. I'm not going to go into too much detail about how to use the platform, but simply for the context, we actually use Trigify.io to find the Trust and Safety Summit, which I didn't know about, but we used it for some social listening purposes to find this event. So by using Trigify, high level view of what it is, you can actually find a social engagement on different platforms like LinkedIn and Reddit. You can find comments, posts about a particular subject of your interest and actually push that or lead generate inside of clay.com and then build out some really hyper-personalized campaigns. Now, we use Trigify.io to find Trust and Safety Summit event that I was not aware about. So we actually found this LinkedIn post using Trigify, which actually introduced the speaker lineup for the event. So as you can see here, we've got the companies, some really big companies here that all fit the ICP of our client, one of our fintech clients, and they're all the main personas from a compliance or trust and safety point of view. One of our clients, for context, sells digital ID and verification and KYC. So a lot of these personas that have been added in this LinkedIn post are absolutely perfect to do some outreach for. So we looked at the Trust and Safety Summit, we did further research. Then I had an idea, and my idea was, why not scrape all of these individuals and also scrape the panel or the topic that they'll be speaking about around or the agenda on the day of the Trust and Safety Summit. So what did we use for that? So we actually used a number of workflows that we use, but the first and foremost thing that we did was we actually used the go-to tool, which is the instant data scraper tool. So whoever made this tool deserves a medal, and they probably deserve a lot of money from a lot of us because it's probably made us a lot of money as well. But we use instant data scraper to scrape all of these individuals, these high key level personas from a compliance and trust and safety point of view. So we used instant data scraper. Again, I'm not going to go through the whole workflow, but you can use it. It's a Chrome extension tool. It's completely free as well. We used it. We then cleaned it up as well. Then what we did was we then pushed it inside of clay.com, and we used clay.com in this scenario for a number of different reasons. But the first reason was to enrich the email addresses. Out of the 76 contacts, I believe we found around about 56 email addresses, and also the LinkedIn URLs. I think we found around about 68 as well. But now this is what we used clay.com for mainly. So what we actually did inside of Clay was we was able to, using Clay Agent, use the web research to scrape the session title. So the variable that we pushed inside of instantly for cold email was the session title. So I labeled the variable as session title. So the session title simply was a topic that the key stakeholder or the persona was speaking about on the day of the Trust and Safety Summit. So it's a future event. It still hasn't happened. But what we did was we used that as part of our messaging to hyper-personalize the copy. So as you can see here, very simple workflow. We got all of the different session titles, and then what we did was we actually pushed it inside of our messaging, as you can see here, as the main variable. So first, high level view, first was asking if you want to see a one pager. The second step was, can we show you a quick demo before the event? And then the last one was, can we have a quick coffee at the event as well? So it worked really nicely. And for context, we out of 56 personas of the emails that we did find, so out of 76 we did find 56, which is actually a really good return. But we use multiple data sources to find and enrich email addresses and also mobile numbers at scale inside of clay.com. But we, out of the 56, so 5.5%, which is only 3 key stakeholders, 2 of them actually agreed for a coffee on the day, which is a really good result for us. And remember guys, these are all enterprise level personas for our client. Then we move on to HeyReach. So we did some LinkedIn outreach as well, because obviously it's a great way to do multi-channel outreach. So we're top of mind. Out of 68 connection requests, 34 of them got accepted, which is actually really good in my opinion. And then we sent around 28 messages and 7 actually replied. So I believe we booked in 5 meetings on the day of the Trust and Safety Summit event for a coffee on behalf of a chief commercial officer for one of our clients. And then one of them would be prior to the actual event as well, which was was a really good result for us. So high level view again. So initially we found the Trust and Safety Summit, or using Trigify.io. We found the post. We then went onto their actual website. We then used Instant Data Scraper, the go-to tool, which is free, a free Chrome extension, to scrape all of these individuals. We then pushed that inside of clay.com. We found their email addresses. We found most of their LinkedIn URLs. We then used Clay Agent to scrape the agenda or the topic that each and every individual was going to be speaking about. We then pushed that inside of our email copy. And then what we did was we actually pushed the email addresses that we did find of the personas. We pushed that into Instantly. Then what we did was we then pushed the rest, or majority of them, into a Hey Reach campaign. And again, just for context, the messaging was slightly informal for the LinkedIn campaigns, but it was simply like, hi Tim, hi John, you're attending the Trust and Safety Summit, speaking about X topic, how is the prep going? So it was slightly informal, more informal compared to the cold email messaging, but it worked really nicely. We got a 25% reply rate so far. I think these campaigns are still running as well. I kind of spaced them out as well. So we did all of this in December. I believe the event is either in end of February or end of March. So I kind of think we'll probably book in 1 or 2 more prior to then, maybe some coffee meetups on the day. But that's kind of high level view of how we was able to book in 6 meetings at enterprise level on behalf of one of our fintech clients. My name is Michael. I hope you enjoyed this video. I'm the founder of Prospectology, build pipelines for B2B fintech clients for the third of the price of an STR. If you enjoyed this video, smash the like button. Please subscribe to the channel, and I hope to see you on the next video. Thank you. Bye.